Hello everyone, I'm Hassan Mehdiasl from Sorna Game Studio. Today I want to talk about Iran market. Iran is a big country in Middle East, and I can say that a young and really good market for game developers to come and publish their game in Iran. Let's see some statistics about Iran itself and talk more about how you can publish your game in Iran. Iran has around 80 million population, and I can say that most of them are male. And the most important thing about Iran population is that most of the people in Iran are young, and as you can see the numbers, most of them are between actually 90 to 40 age, which is really perfect for publishers and game developers because these are real audience for you. So let's jump on internet and technologies we need to publish your game in Iran. We used to have a very bad internet connection in Iran, but after some actually regulations, the operator was able to use the technology of 3G and 4G internet. As you can see, in the 2012, 3G connection was the lowest rate in internet access in Iran, and ADSL was the second place, and the dial-up internet was the biggest one. But as you can see, in 2015, everything changed. The biggest one with around 40% is 3G and 4G connection. Actually, the ADSL is the second place again, and we still have lots of people connecting with dial-up, and yeah, most of them in south part of Iran. We have three major mobile operator in Iran. The biggest one is MCI with actually around 60%, and the second one is Irancell with around 35%, and the last one is Ritel. All of them support 3G and 4G. Because of some factors, Iran, I can say that is Android market, not iOS, because one of them is US sanctions. So inside Iran, you cannot access App Store. So most of the people in Iran prefer to use Android devices because they can actually download app and games from different stores very easily. And as you can see, 78% of the devices in Iran are Android-based, 13% of devices are iOS, and remaining are Windows-based devices. Most of the smartphones in Iran are from these brands. Actually, Samsung and Huawei own the market, and the 33% of the remaining are for all other brands. Because in Iran, because of many things in Iran, we still use IE, Internet Explorer, as a first web browser, because lots of Iranian governmental websites are designed and compatible with this internet browser. So people should use this internet browser to access and get services from the government. So because of that, this one is the first one, and Firefox and Chrome are in the second and third place. And same as the other places, Windows is the first PC operator system in Iran too. Iranians are like mostly German guys. They are really interested in strategic games. For instance, the last successful game in Iran was Travian games, which is mostly popular in German guys. It used to be, actually, Travian used to be very popular in Iran, but because of the sanction, they left Iran, but they came back this year too. And they still have 5 million users in Iran just on their browser games. But we are going to publish their game on mobile and other platforms this summer. Perhaps we can get lots of more. And just like the other part of the world, Clash of Clans has most user in Iran too, around 85 millions. And we have a local game called Motor, which is a fun racing and running game, which still have 1.2 million users. Because of the sanctions, we cannot, from inside Iran, access to Google Play and App Store and Steam. So in most of the time, Iranians try to make their own version of the different services and websites around the world. So if they cannot access to the Google Play, so they decided to make some. And most of the time, if they don't want to use the local versions, they try to use VPN to access to those websites. Actually, there is around 10 Android shop and store in Iran. As you can see, there are Cafe Bazaar, which is the most valuable one with around 25 million users. Plaza, Market, and Iran Apps are in second, third, and the fourth place. These are same as Google Play. The game you have, you just need to publish in Iran. You should just implement their payment system actually. And also we have a shop for publishing PC and online game called Game Up, and this is the only place you can publish your game in Iran on PC device. So, as I told you, in Iran, everything is cloned and copied. So we don't have access to Master and Visa cards or PayPal in Iran. As a result, central bank decided to make something special specifically for Iran market. So we call it Shetab. This system connects all banks together, and each person can pay online or on different shops with their own debit card. And actually, everybody in Iran has around 3 to 4 debit cards. So if you want to do a business in Iran, especially online businesses, you should follow some rules and some regulations. First one is getting a license from government called Inamat. This is some kind of logo. You get it and put it in your site, and people can trust your site. Actually, it takes around 2 months to get the license, and you should keep the logo on your site. This is necessary actually. And most popular PC and console games are FIFA, PES, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, and Prince of Persia. Guys, I know that we are out of the time today because of the lots of meetings you had, so I decided to skip lots of them. But I wanted to say some secret about Iran market and how you can going to this market very fast. You know, Iran is an Islamic country. You should accept some regulations from the government side. So. First of all, you should get a license for your game to be distributed in Iran. So what is this license? This license says that, for instance, woman clothing is very important. You should cover the character's body, and you shouldn't attack Islamic countries in your game. You shouldn't have a story to saying that something bad for the government or something like that, or even talking about the Islamic country badly. These are not allowed. And having a Farsi language in your game is good, but it is not essential because mostly young people can understand English. But if you want to get lots of users, the casual users, it's better to translate your game into Farsi, which is similar to the Arabic. I mean, in terms of characters, and this is a language written from the right to left. So if you supported already Arabic, it's easy to implement and add Farsi too. And the other one is Iran has lots of different advertising system. But believe me, do not use the governmental model. And for instance, if you wanted to use TV shows, it is really bad. You know, these days, these channels which are mostly controlled by the governments are not really popular. You are wasting your money. It's better to invest on digital advertising, which is really popular and very cheap. That's it. If anyone has a question, I'm more than happy to answer your questions.
All right, so my question is, I would like to know if there's some global gaming companies that are doing very good business in Iran. If yes, I would like to know who and what are the games that are successful there.
Yeah. Supercell came just in a month, and Travian, which worked with us. There are some European companies, I don't know you know them or not. Most of them working on online game, client games, like IDC and some game developers from Turkey. Yeah, you know, after the sanctions lifted off, they started coming back to Iran, and they believe that because of the sanctions, Iran market is untouched. Believe me, it is really untouched because there's no big players there. And if we are talking about the Google Play and Steam or App Store, and if they are not there, so you have lots of chance, and they know that exactly. So they can own the market very easily. And last week I was in Dubai and talking to Google guys and asked them the same question. And they told me it is really hard for US companies because there are really difficult regulation from the US side to give them a license or allow them to come to Iran. And also guys, I want to tell you a bit about the All-Pay system. This is a system which connects your payment system, your website, and your game easily to Iran market without any worry about the licenses and regulation in Iran. You just implement it in your system, and you can very easily have access to 80 million Iranians with their debit cards. It doesn't matter which cards or which bank they are using.
Okay. Forgive me if you said this beginning, I missed the first few minutes. But are there any big Iranian devs that are making popular games in the country? Any developers that are really stepping up?
You know, Iran gaming started from actually 4 or 5 years ago, and we still don't have any big game developers. All of them, I can say, that are indie size or actually at last 20 person in the team. But some of them are on international market. I mean, mostly PC and console games. And until yet, we didn't have any title on, the successful title on mobile market out there. Yeah, most Iranian game developers prefer to make games for PC and consoles. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're good. So thank you so much, Hassan.
Thank you, guys.